Good morning, students. This is MISHRA here, and welcoming you all in our online classes that is being conducted by Woodbine Modern School. And myself, MISHRA, your chemistry teacher, and I am taking the class 9th first chapter, that is matter in our surroundings. Questions answers, that is NCERT book page 6. As in my last video, I was discussing about the question that is 2b. We had dealt with up to filling a gas container. Now today we will discuss about shape. What is the importance of shape, or what is shape? Now what is shape? The external form. The external form or appearance of a substance is known as its shape. Is known as its shape. Now when we talk about shape, about the three states of matter, that is solid, liquid and gas. In solids it has a definite shape because the particles have a definite position, a fixed position, and the interparticle forces of attraction is maximum in case of solids, but that is not in the case of liquids and not in the case of gases. They don't have a fixed shape. Liquid also take the shape of the container, and gases also take the shape of the container. Now let us talk about another point, that is kinetic energy. Now what is kinetic energy? The energy which is possessed by the virtue of its motion is known as kinetic energy. When the particles are in motion, they possess kinetic energy, and the kinetic energy of the particles of solid are minimum because they have the greatest forces of attraction and they only vibrate about its mean position. But it is little more in case of liquids, but in gases the particles have high kinetic energy, and so they move randomly from their places. So this is all about kinetic energy, and let us now discuss about density. First, what is density? It is a very important term. Now density is defined as the mass per unit volume. That is, density equal to mass divided by volume. Now, as we have discussed earlier, the density of solids are maximum, moderate and high in case of liquids, and least in the case of gases. So this is all about density. So next question is question number 3, that is give regions. A gas fills the complete complete the vessel, gas fills completely. A gas fills completely the vessel in which it is kept. Now, why this is happening? Because as we know that the particles of gas have high kinetic energy, and therefore they move randomly. They move in the container in which they are kept. They strikes the walls of the container. Okay, so because of the high kinetic energy of the particles of the gas, it fills the container in which it is kept, or the vessel in which it is kept. So how we will reason it? Answer is the kinetic energy of the particles of gas is very high. They move in all directions. They move in all directions, and therefore it fills completely it fills completely the vessel in which it is kept. Okay. Now the second one is, that is a gas exerts pressure on the walls of the container. It can be explained as the particles of gas possess high kinetic energy, so they collide with the walls of the container, walls of the container walls of the container exerting pressure on the walls of the container. A wooden table should be called a solid because it possesses the characteristics of a solid. Let us see. A wooden table should be called a solid because it has all the characteristics of a solid, that is rigidity, fixed shape and volume. Okay, and the forces of attraction between its particle is the highest. So a wooden table should be called a solid. Now the last one, we can easily move our hand in air, but to do the same through a block of wood, we need a karate expert. Now answer D. Now what is air? Air is a mixture of gases. So the particles of air have weakest forces of attraction. So we can easily move our hand through air, as the particles of air have weakest forces of attraction because air is a mixture of gases. Now, but in the case of a wooden block, or in the case of block of wood, the particles have highest forces of attraction to overcome this force of attraction. We need a karate expert. Okay. Now liquids, question number 4. Liquids generally have lower density as compared to solid, but you might have observed that ice floats on water. Find out why. Now this question is very interesting, and we will answer it in now what happens here, that anything floats or sinks depends upon its density. Now the density ice is formed by freezing of water. Okay. Now in the formation of ice, empty spaces are created between its particles. Giving it a cage-like structure. Now for the same mass, whether it is water or ice, the density decreases because it needs increase in volume. So for the same mass, volume of ice increases with respect to that of water. The density of ice is less than the density of water, so ice floats on water. So this is all that we have in this video. We will discuss more questions in our next video.